Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. This is Jonathan here with some big Big 12 news, some big TCU news. Mike Miles Jr. has decided to forego going through the entirety of the NBA draft process as he was originally planning on doing, and he has decided he is going to return to TCU, and this is, certainly a huge get for TCU to get Mike Miles back for another season. As mentioned, he was one of the top, you know, top 6 players in the Big 12 a season ago. And this skyrockets TCU's, tournament ceiling for next season because without him, they still might have been a tournament team. I'm not all too certain on it, but getting your, potential All-American, which he will probably be a preseason All-American, back for another season just elevates this ceiling for TCU. I mean, around Mike Miles, you still would have had like Micah Peavy could have taken a big breakout season. Lampkin is just so fun to watch. He's gigantic inside. He plays with an underdog mentality. He's going to score on you. He's going to tease you. He's going to try to get a technical foul on the way back. He's going to try to make you get a technical foul. Like he's a fun player to watch, and it was fun to kind of see his development. You obviously have Micah Peavy. You also, on the wing, also have Emmanuel Miller. So that's a good 3 through 5. And Damian Baugh certainly stepped forward a season ago and was kind of a consistent player for this team and one that, was able to, on his certain games, go off for, 15, 20 points and be a real contributor. But this TCU team begins and ends with Mike Miles, and that is where the story is today. And it's because, he's just a pure bucket getter. He can run the point. He's your point guard. He's going to, set teammates up. He's going to get others involved when need be. Oh, and by the way, he can go out and score 30 points a game. Like he can go out and manufacture offense just by himself, and that is what elevates this TCU team to a great extent because, with, all the players kind of, as mentioned before, coming back, I mean, this TCU team still is going to win games just because, they're going to defend tough. They've got, extreme athleticism, but they didn't really have a bucket getter until Mike Miles decided to return. And now that Mike Miles decided to return, this is a TCU team that, simply put, is going to be Jamie Dixon's best team. And last season's team was previously his best team. You could maybe argue that 2018 team, but I think this one will, that the last season's one certainly I think would have taken the cake, especially since they won an NCAA tournament game. And then this year's team is going to be the one where, for the first time in a while, they have realistic, Sweet 16, Elite 8 potential upside, and that would certainly be huge for Jamie Dixon and this TCU program. And this is a program, got into the Big 12 more so just because of football, but starting to really build a basketball program. Obviously, getting Jamie Dixon was big in that, and now going forward into next season, this is a TCU team going to be probably top 20, may have some people backdooring them into their top 10s. We'll see upon, what a lot of people's polls look like. We'll see about, what rest of their draft decisions, the transfer portal. I mean, this is a long off season, but at the very least, assuming everyone comes back, TCU is probably going to add a couple more pieces in the portal just to kind of fill out their rotation as well. TCU is going to be a top 20 team, and I'll say that very certain in the preseason. And this is a TCU team that, once again in the top 20, could contend for a Big 12 tie. I mean, you look at next season, I mean, Baylor, Kansas are both going to be tough, but, I mean, at this point, I mean, TCU looks to be right there with them. I would probably put them, at least for the moment, probably 3 or 4 in my Big 12 preseason rankings. That'll fluctuate throughout the offseason, but, certainly big for TCU to get Mike Miles back, and they're going to be a tough out next season. Thanks again for tuning in to Making Madness on YouTube, and we'll be back. Transfer portal, maybe a draft decision here or there. We'll be down to break it down. So thanks again.